Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu and welcome to Unlock Your Leadership, where we learn how to grow from within, heal our hearts, and become the best version of ourselves through kindness, understanding, and self love. So, we have ChatGPT without wasting of time. Ask ChatGPT. Assalamu alaikum, ChatGPT. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing really well, thank you. How about you? How's everything going on your side?
Yeah, today our topic is self compassion, understanding self compassion. So, please tell me about what does self compassion means in simple word.
Of course, self compassion basically means being kind and understanding to yourself when you're going through tough times or making mistakes. Instead of being really harsh or self critical, you treat yourself like you would treat a good friend, offering comfort, patience, and support.
How is self compassion different from self pity?
That's a great question. So, self compassion is about recognizing your struggles with care and a desire to help yourself grow, whereas self pity is more about feeling stuck in sadness and blaming yourself without moving forward. Self compassion motivates growth, self pity keeps you feeling stuck.
Why do people find it hard to be kind to themselves?
Yeah, it's pretty. A lot of it comes from the way we're raised. Often we're taught to be hard on ourselves to achieve more. Plus, we tend to have higher expectations or we compare ourselves to others. Over time, that becomes a habit, and being self critical can just feels normal.
Can self compassion improve mental health?
Absolutely, yes. Research shows that self compassion is linked to lower levels of anxiety and depression, better stress management, and a more balanced mood overall. Basically, when you're kinder to yourself, you give yourself space to heal and grow, which really supports mental well being.
What does it mean to forgive yourself?
Forgiving yourself means letting go of the guilt or shame you feel about a past mistake or failure. It doesn't mean saying everything you did was okay. It's more about acknowledging you made a mistake, learning from it, and choosing to move forward without constantly punishing yourself.
Why do people struggle to forgive themselves?
Often it's because we tie a lot of our identity to our mistakes. People might feel like forgiving themselves means they're letting themselves off too easily or that they don't deserve better. It takes practice and a shift in perspective to recognize that being human means making mistakes, and those mistakes don't define your worth.
Is self forgiveness a process or a one time decision?
It's definitely a process. You might decide in a moment to forgive yourself, but the feelings can come back, so it often takes time. Repeating that decision, being patient, and continuing to practice self kindness until it really sinks in.
How does guilt affect our personal growth?
Guilt can be a powerful motivator for change, but if it's too intense or prolonged, it can really hold you back. It might make you avoid risks, shy away from opportunities, or keep you stuck in a cycle. When processed healthily, though, guilt can lead to important lessons and better choices.
What is the first step in self forgiveness?
The first step is really about acknowledging what happened without judgment. So being honest with mistake, taking responsibility, but also realizing that you're human. That self-awareness is crucial before you can truly forgive yourself.
How can we deal with past mistakes in a healthy way?
A healthy approach involves acknowledging the mistake, seeing what you can learn from it, and then redirecting your focus toward what you can control now. You can also practice self-compassion, seek support from others if needed, and remind yourself that mistakes are just part of being human.
How does self compassion help in emotional healing?
Self-compassion creates a kind of emotional safety net. When you're gentle with yourself, you give yourself space to process feelings without getting overwhelmed. That self-kindness helps reduce shame, encourages self-acceptance, and lets you heal from past emotional wounds.
Can forgiving yourself reduce anxiety and stress?
Yes, it can. When you forgive yourself, you stop carrying that heavy emotional burden, so your mind isn't constantly ruminating on past mistakes. That frees up mental space, which lowers stress and helps calm anxiety, giving you more emotional balance.
What role does acceptance play in healing?
Acceptance is really foundational in healing. When you accept your experiences without trying to push them away or deny them, you're able to process them. Acceptance reduces resistance, so you stop fighting against yourself, and that opens the door to genuine understanding, growth, and peace.
How can journaling help in self reflection?
Journaling is really powerful because it gives you a chance to slow down and put your thoughts and feelings into words. By writing regularly, you can spot patterns, understand triggers, and see how you've grown over time. It makes self reflection concrete and helps you process things more clearly.
What daily habits can build self compassion?
Bits like practicing a short self compassion man, mindful of your inner dialogue, and pausing to remind yourself that imperfection is normal can help. Also, setting aside time for gratitude, gentle movement like stretching or walking, and celebrating small wins all reinforce that self kindness daily.
How can mindfulness help in self forgiveness?
Mindfulness helps because it keeps you present with your emotions without getting caught in judgment or overthinking. When you notice guilt or regret mindfully, you can observe those feelings, let them pass, and respond with compassion instead of getting stuck in self blame.
How can we stop negative inner dialogue?
A good approach is to first notice when that negative voice pops up, then consciously challenge it by asking, is this really true? Replace it with more balanced or supportive statements and practice that shift consistently. Over time, that awareness and redirection really weaken those negative patterns.
Why is it easier to forgive other than ourselves?
Often, yes, we tend to be more compassionate toward others because we see them as complex and human, but we hold ourselves to impossible standards. Once we recognize that we all deserve the same grace we give others, self forgiveness becomes easier, though still a practice.
What happens when someone refuses to forgive themselves?
When someone refuses to forgive themselves, that often keeps them stuck in a cycle of self criticism. Over time, it can lead to chronic stress, low self esteem, or even depression. Without self forgiveness, it's hard to move forward and fully heal, so that resistance can really hold them back.
How can overcome shame and regret?
Overcoming shame and regret starts with self compassion, acknowledging your mistakes without labeling yourself as unworthy. Then you can reflect on what you've learned, set intentions for change, and remind yourself that you're not your past. Talking to a trusted person or a therapist can also help you process those emotions in a safe way.
How does self compassion build inner leadership?
Self compassion builds inner leadership by fostering a steady, confident sense of self. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're less likely to be swayed by fear or self doubt. Instead, you respond to challenges from a place of balance and trust in yourself, which naturally inspires others around you.
How does it affect relationship with others?
When you have self compassion, it helps you be more patient and understanding with others. You're less reactive, so you communicate more calmly, set healthy boundaries, and show up with more empathy. In turn, that creates trust and deeper connections because people feel safe and understood around you.
Can mistakes become lessons for success?
Absolutely. Mistakes are often some of the most valuable teachers. When we reflect on them, we understand what went wrong, adjust our approach, and build resilience. Over time, those lessons help us take smarter risks and make more informed decisions, paving the way for success.
What message would you give to listeners struggling with self criticism?
I would say be as kind to yourself as you would be to a dear friend. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and respect. Every step you take towards self compassion is a step toward freedom. You are enough just as you are, and you deserve that same care you give others.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for ChatGPT for being a part of such a outstanding session with you. Thank you for listening to Unlock Your Leadership with me. Remember, true leadership begins with you. Learn to forgive yourself. Speak kindly to your heart and grow with compassion every single day. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
One, thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I'm really glad we could have this conversation. Take care of yourself, and I look